Hello and good evening. Back here at Sunday. Yeah. So how's everyone doing? Hope everyone's doing okay. Yeah, there's been a lot happening this week, and we'll get onto all of that in due course. But yeah, so I finally got on my alien issues, so they should be appearing on the channel over the next couple of weeks. I'm going to be starting to do 2 issues a week. That may increase as we get nearer to the end, which is in March. So for the time being, there's going to be 2 issues every week of our alien build. I've got this one. I've got loads of them. There's loads in here. There's loads. So Scott, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well, sir. But yeah, so some obviously news coming out this week is FanHome now have the Enterprise, Eleanor, DeLorean, and Ecto 1, which is really surprising. And we always expected it to be IXO PCT, but actually from the very beginning, it was always FanHome, always, right from the very beginning. So but it's good. They've come along and sort of rescued it. I think there's still a few things to iron out on the builds, but I'm sure they'll get there in due course. I've signed up for the Enterprise build, obviously, so I should be getting that one as well. So this year there's quite a lot of sort of part works for the channel. So but it's sort of like conjugated into everything all at once, meaning everything will finish near us all at the same time as well. So yeah, there's a lot coming on. I'm currently building quite a lot for the part works. This is probably the most part works I've had built in at any one time. And I've also got the TT120 coming as well. So this year is going to look like a bit of a bumper year for the channel. And I hope you can all follow it and enjoy it. Hi Jay, how's it going? Nice for you to join. I hope you're well. I hope you're well as well. But yeah, it's all coming together nicely. Like I said, I think there's a few things for them to iron out still on the Eaglemoss builds, FanHome sort of thing. But we knew something was going to come. But obviously, we were always under the assumption that it was IXO PCT. PCT and IXO, they manufacture the parts for these builds anyway. So they were always going to be involved. But the way they put it, it made out as if they were the ones going to be releasing them. But once again, they knew from the very start. The reason I think as well that they were contacting a lot of customers was because they bought the Eaglemoss database, which we mentioned on a live stream like this, and I've mentioned a few times on the videos as well, is they were always going to use that to push their own builds. And I remember a lot of people getting the emails to say, do you want them to still message you? At the time, we obviously always thought they were going to be releasing the old Eaglemoss ones, which they have sort of. But actually, it was for the mailing list, which is okay. I mean, they've got builds coming out. They mainly do full builds. And I think they've got the Willys Jeep, the Nissan, the Mercedes 300. I think it's the 300, and the Nissan GTR. But they're all coming out as a full build. I don't mind doing a full build like that. It's having that initial outlay for doing a full build, which I know some people haven't got. And, you know, this is what makes Partworks really good, because you can do a subscription based, or you can do, you can pick them up in the newsagents, and it spreads the money a bit more than putting about a lump sum. But anyway, those builds are going to be available. I think they're limited as well I think they're limited to 500 worldwide on each one. So they're quite limited as well. That 500, I don't know whether that 500 includes the people that are halfway through those builds. And that's another interesting thing as well. So if you're halfway through building things like the Nissan GTR, the Willys Jeep, you're going to be sent a discount for the parts that you already got against the full build, and then they will send you the full build at the discounted rate, meaning you're going to have parts. It means you can finish it, but you're going to have a certain part of that sort of to get rid of, and there's no other way of doing it. There's no way of buying the individual issues or even signing up. It's a really strange way of doing it. But like I said, I don't know whether that initial number there is going to go into the people that are halfway through building these as well. So it's all a bit interesting on that side. And obviously, Fan Home is a little bit more straightforward. So you can just pick up at the moment. You can just pick up from where you left off. You can't on any build at the moment start from issue 1. I believe that's somewhere in March. You'll be able to do that if you want to build any of these from them from issue 1. So yeah, there's a lot of part work stuff going on at the minute. It's all sort of we'll see how it all goes, how it all fits in place. Obviously, at the moment they're not shipping out. I think they said March for the Enterprise. I think they said. I think I've been told that it's going to be around March time before they start sending out parts for the Enterprise and X01. So it's still a while off, which is good because it means I can get my Alien finished as well. I've still got some Robocop to do as well. So yeah, I'm still building quite a lot, but there is quite a bit of finishing this year. So obviously the Alien finishes, Robocop finishes, the Dodge Charger that finishes this year. And I think that's it because I'm still a year and a half. When they start the subscriptions up again at Fan Home, the Enterprise is, even if you got up to, which I believe everyone got up to issue 30. No, sorry, issue 21. I think issue 20, issue 21. I think the last time that people got any issues from Eaglemoss, which I believe is stage 70, 71. Obviously, if they're bringing it out as a subscription, that means that it's going to do a normal course, which means you're still going to be 12, 10, 11. Yeah, but at least a year away from completing it, even if people are up to that point. I'm not up to that point, but obviously that's going to take a lot longer. So going into next year, looking at next year, I will have the Disney Dollhouse, the obviously the Tumbler and the Enterprise build still going. So I'll have something still going. There's no word yet on the Optimus Prime from France yet, but we're still not out of that sort of new release sort of window, which is between September and March, when they like to get all of their builds out. So we're still in that spot. So there's still a lot to still come out, I think, from both sides, from here and over there. I know there was rumours going around that the Alien starts here in February, I believe. We've also got the new Warhammer 1 starting from Hachette as well, which is I think it's the Stormbanger or Stormbringer, something like that. But also as well, don't forget, I did mention this quite a while ago. No one seemed to be too interested, but I thought I'd mention it as well, that Hachette are also bringing out a Dungeons and Dragons part work as well. So similar to their Warhammer one, and they're going to be bringing out a D&D one as well. So if you're into D&D or you want to get into it, Hachette are definitely going on that. So do you know when the French site will get? I don't know, but it has started to appear in newsagents there, because someone sent me a picture saying they picked up issue 1 from their newsstand. So it's an indication that it's going to be out fairly soon on the French side, on that French site. So my suggestion would be just to keep looking. I'm sure once it appears, you'll get it all right, Scott. Yeah, I'm sure it will appear. But like I said, I have seen some people pick it up at newsagents, so it shouldn't be too far out from coming out, if you know what I mean. Good evening, Roger. How are you? Nice to have you here. I'm wondering how people are thinking as well. Obviously, I'm doing this every 2 weeks now instead of every week, just to give everyone a break from me, and just have me a break as well, I suppose, just so I can catch up on certain things and everything else. So I'm not here every week now, every 2 weeks. How's everyone getting on with the tumbler build? If anyone's building that, I'm finding it all right. Actually, the tyre was really, really nice, actually. A lot of the tyres that we've built before normally are sort of spongy or hollow. The tyre on the tumbler was solid. It looked like it had actually been filled in with something very, very solid, and it was a completely filled tyre. It was nice. Normally on the part work side, you normally get a tyre that isn't like that. It's normally spongy, where you have to sort of put it over a rim or connect the two rims, but it's still like there's air in it, sort of thing. This one doesn't have any air at all. It's really packed and solid. I suppose it has to be because of the way the suspension is done on the tumbler, as it's sort of inverted. So you're going to start the Enterprise tomorrow. I think I got up to issue 8 on the Enterprise before Eaglemoss started mucking up a little bit, and then I never got any other issues since then. So I think I'm on issue 8, which is fine. So I'm quite far away from that, but I've built up to issue 8. It's on the channel, but coming back with a little bit of a vengeance with that, hopefully, and get it fixed and get it sorted and out the way. That's what I would like. Hi Neil, how's it going? It's going good. Hi, hope you're doing all right. I'm doing fine. I got my first delivery of the tumbler. Yeah, I see a lot of people were getting their first deliveries around the time issue 2 was out. So I think that's the sort of play now. I think you're going to get 2 issues for the next couple of weeks, and then I think from issue 10 you get I think you then get 6. I don't know. It's very, very strange the way they're doing it. Very strange. But I think someone mentioned that you get issues 3 and 4. You get issues 3 and 4 somewhere in February, I do believe. Probably around the same sort of time that it comes out in the newsagents, Scott. So, yeah. I have up to issue 20, stage 78, and I can't wait to start. Yeah, I've got. You know, I'm only on issue 8, but I'm sure it will come thick and fast. And yeah, it's coming together all right. It's not a rush. I can't wait to get it started. And really, I can't wait to just get it out the way with. I think a lot of people are going to be happy with the end result. I know some people were so critical of the Enterprise in total, how it was connected. Remember as well that all these builds that we're building are exactly the same ones from Eaglemoss. Nothing's changed, nothing. So, hi Ian, how's it going? The man himself is here. John, tumbler tyre is very heavy. Yeah. Hashtag spent both issues 2 for free. Will be interesting if issue 3. Yeah, I think if you signed up originally for the test run, I do believe you get up to issue 4 for free. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's what it is. They've done it in the past. They have where if you signed up for the test issues, you then get the first 4 for free, which is good. Also, as well, a little trick for any new part work that's starting up. If you're going to start it up, my suggestion would be to do it from issue 4 or 5. Why? Because your second issue is always free. And so obviously if you do it from issue 1, you'll pay $3.99, and then you'll get issue 2 for free, which is $6.99. But if you want to save yourself a bit of money, then order it from issue 4, which is $10.99, and then issue 5 is the same price, but you get it for free. And then just pick up issues 1 and 3 from the newsagents, and you're going to save yourself a tenner instead of saving a reduced rate on the other issues. So it's a good way. It's a good little ploy to get just a little bit cheaper for everyone, because I see a lot of people rushing in and pre-ordering or ordering these, and you still, by the way, you still get your free gifts. Nothing changes. But if you want to save yourself a bit of cash, always the best way is to put your subscription in from issue 3 or 4, because then your next issue is always free, and you'll save yourself £10 instead of $6.99, which I believe issue 2 was. You're still saving your money, but you're saving a bit more money if you do it a bit more later up. That's my little tiny tip there about signing up and registering for these builds. Is to do it a little bit later, especially with Hachette, because they bring it out in the newsagents. Obviously other places don't do that, but there's a little knack. So I just thought I'd let everyone know that. Afternoon, how's it going? How are you doing? I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I hope you're doing okay as well. Yes, that's my little knack there. A lot of people will go out and subscribe from issue 1. You'll tend to find it in every sort of newsagents going. I haven't seen it not in any newsagents at the moment. When it first came out, it wasn't. I couldn't find. There was a few places that weren't having it. Whether they put it out late, I don't know. But I have seen it in a few places now, including Tesco's and places like that. So it's definitely out there. But yeah, my little tip is to always subscribe, either from issue 3 or issue 4. So you're saving yourself a bit more more money. Every little helps, as they say. I'm sure they sent out an email saying, if I signed up to the test, you get the first 3 issues free. Oh right, okay. Normally it's the first 3 or first 4. If you signed up from when the trial started, it tends to be the same way going forward, sort of thing. So yeah. How are you doing? Any tips on building the Ghostbusters? Sorry, I was using a spell check. It's all right. Don't worry about it. World of Wayne really would be that. I got up to stage 15 on my Ghostbusters before I stopped it. That was down to Eaglemoss. So originally, Eaglemoss was doing the DeLorean and the Ecto-1 through their web shop, and I was buying the issues through their web shop instead of subscribing, and that was the only way. So I was buying the issues from their web shop, which worked out really well. And then they pulled the DeLorean and the Ghostbusters from their website. So I stopped doing it, and it's still sitting upstairs from issue 15 onwards. From issue 15, all built up, all fine and dandy, but just sitting there. It's one of those ones that I don't know if I will do it. Now, obviously, you can build at the moment. You can sign up and you can start from any issue. I'm hoping that they keep that for a while, because I want to get some of these other builds out of the way. I want to build the Enterprise and stuff like that. Once the end of the year, when I've done the I've done the Alien, and I've done my RoboCop, and the Dodge Charger's done as well. I then may look into doing Ghostbusters, but only if I can pick up from where I left off at that point. I don't want to sign up yet. So yeah, I don't. It's one of those ones I sort of fell out of love with the Ecto-1 build. yeah, I don't really know why. I just completely lost interest in it. But a lot of people are what, 2 issues away, four stages. So yeah, some people aren't very are very close to finishing now. So, and obviously, Partwork upgrades. Obviously, they've come to the rescue and allowed you to finish those 2 issues if you wanted to. So, yeah. Anyone need the DeLorean acrylic case? Yeah, anyone? John looks like he's getting rid of a DeLorean case there. I think I need 2 more issues for Ecto 1 and it's done. Yeah, 4 stages. So when you sign up, Roger, you'll be paying 2 months and then it'll be finished. It'll be done. But yeah, interesting. I've just ordered issues 1 to 22 on eBay on a fantastic deal. It comes with the poster, mug, binder, and book with it. Nice, good deal. But yeah, I'm sort of the Ecto 1. Yeah, just it's stored in a box under the bed, and I think that's where it's going to stay for the foreseeable, unless obviously later on down the line I might end up finishing it. But yeah, at the moment I want to concentrate on the Alien build and the other builds that I've got going. Robocop mainly. Alien and Robocop probably the ones that I want to concentrate more on than the other builds at the minute. But I'm sure once everything starts up, so you know, there's going to be a lot of content on the channel in March. So if the Enterprise starts up, we'll have the Enterprise, the end of the Alien, Robocop, DeLorean, not the DeLorean, sorry, the Dodge Charger, the Tumbler, Disney Dollhouse, and obviously I'll be working on my train set as well. So yeah, there's quite a lot to sort of fit in. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it all goes. I'm sure it'll all be fine again. Oh, I hope so. Yeah, it will come. Don't worry, Roger. I'm sure you'll get just the 2 issues and that'll be it. And then it will free up. You know, a good thing about when these builds finish is that it frees up stuff to do other things. So yeah. Worth doing, kind of. Yeah. I love to watch you do the Enterprise. I have done it. It's on my channel up to issue 8. I think it was stage 20 something. I think. I could be wrong. It's been a long time. It's been, when this comes out, it will be cool, nearly a year, I think. It's got to be a year. Or thereabouts, anyway, about 9 months since we started doing it, since we stopped doing it. So yeah, TT bits have been arriving. Yeah, I really want to buy some bits, but I'm holding off a little bit until the train set gets here. But I'm really looking into this new feature that they've got, the Bluetooth feature. I'll tell you what, that saves it. When that comes here, I really want them to do that for TT120. I'm hoping that it is, because I've seen the decoders for the 00, so they're not too expensive. I'm hoping they do the same thing for the TT, because that will save on so much wiring. And obviously I know people would like to have the controllers and stuff like that, and that's fine. But I think with the Bluetooth, I think it just makes it a little bit better. So I'm really hoping that Hornby bring that the Bluetooth technology out for the TT, because that will be the route that I'll go, and it would just save on so much wiring. So, and it's new as well, so people can see it being used and stuff. So yeah, Kenneth, it's going to take a while to build it because I'm working 58 hours this month. Wow. Love your videos and your channel. Thank you very much for the support there. I think it's about 20, Kev, about a year ago. Yeah, yeah. I think I'm up to about stage 20, and it was a year ago. It's just what I mean. It's so long ago. I know so many people as well that got rid of their builds, and wondering how many people now will regret that decision. But it's also going to be really interesting on how, because I know there was so much negativity about the build, about how it connects to the saucer how the saucer section connects to the star drive section. How is it display? Obviously, I was given a video of it being connected, and it's on my YouTube channel, obviously. But the mechanism hasn't changed; it's still the same. And I'm going to see what happens now. Eaglemoss on doing it, whether the same people will have the same complaints, or whether those complaints have now disappeared because it's through FanHome and it's a little bit more exciting. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Yes, that'll be good. I think they will. Just take your time. Yeah, no rush in doing anything. Always take your time on these builds. It's not a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. It's not first to the finish wins. It's nothing. These partworks aren't like that. But yeah, exciting stuff. I can't wait to get the Enterprise back up and running, because the saucer section was nearly. I see a lot of people nearly complete. I'm half built already. I think there was a lot of the star drive section still to be done, and the other nacelle as well. So that, there was still a lot to be done on it. Still a lot overall, but it'll be good. It'll be good. And I don't think, the saucer section connection, I don't think that's going to be an issue. I never ever thought it was anyway. Even when Eaglemoss had it, I never ever thought it was going to be an issue anyway. And obviously, I got the video showing the finished product with the saucer being connected and unconnected. So, and I'm pretty certain as well there's going to be so many mods continuing with that, because I know people were already modding the lighting system, the windows. So I'm pretty certain that there's people going to be modding the saucer section so you can display it separated, because that was one of the big things for it, that you can display it together, but there was no way of displaying it separated. And I know a lot of people wanted that ability, and obviously that's not going to be a part of it. Also, as well, the base. A lot of people were asking about the display base for it. That was a premium subscription, and the stand. The stand is part of the build anyway. So if you haven't got the stand yet, like myself, you're still going to get that, because you need that to stand it anyway. And the premium display base. So if you were from the America, the US, I think you were paying extra to get that display case, or display base, should I say. But if you're from the UK, it was going to be offered at the end of the build for a price. All I do know is that they're still going to offer that, but they haven't said the price or how that works for US customers who paid the extra. But they have reached out to me, and I reached out to them, should I say, and asked them if the premium base was still going to be part of the build. They said yes. More information will come, is what they said. They haven't started shipping out it. Like I said, I think even with the pre-order ones, which I think is Eleanor and the DeLorean, which you can, at the moment, the Enterprise and Ecto one, you can't choose which issue you want to start from. It's just notify me. But the pre-order ones, with the drop down, you can ask which issue you want to start from. They're going to start shipping out, I do believe, the end of February, March time. And I think for the Enterprise, their plan is to start shipping out at the end of March. So people should start receiving their first issues, maybe even in March or the end of April, or like April time. So it's good. Like I said, by then my alien will be finished. And I've got a lot of issues here and they're coming out. But we are building the second arm. Like I said, they're all here. I mean, there's like, I mean, they just keep producing them. But yeah, they are all here. So I will start this use, and then, like I said, whatever happens, I will finish that build in March when it finishes in France. So whatever happens, that will be finished on the channel. At the moment in France, I think they're on issue 90, I believe, 91, 92. And they've done the legs, the pelvis, and I believe now they're doing the tubes that come out the back of the alien, and then obviously it'll be the chest, and then all the mechanisms. So a lot of people still don't know how the sound mechanism works in it, and how all that's going to fit in. I know it's only 100 issues. A lot of people have actually been asking the same question, either over in France, on how they're going to fit everything in the last sort of 9 issues, because there seems to be rather a lot still to happen. But I tend to find that with a lot of builds, you sort of see it all in bits. The Terminator was one of them, and it was like, how is this going to be complete in that many issues? We've only got this many issues left, and it all comes together in the end. So I'm not too worried about it. Also, as well, there was a discussion about a base, but as we get closer and closer, there hasn't been a real turn on that. But then that was a bit like the Terminator as well, because the base was near enough the very last thing that we done on the build. So I'm wondering whether the last sort of 3 or 4 issues will be building the base for the alien to go on. So that's what I'm expecting. Robocop's still going on. I think you got the speaker this time around. I think they're on issue 70, 71, something like that. But like I said, I'm going to be ordering a load more issues and getting all of the ones that I need in. So that should start up as well around March time. So there's a lot going on. I've got to try and find how to record and fit all this in, because it's time consuming, very, very time consuming. So I'm gonna hopefully get my alien, get at least a couple of issues built tomorrow, and then start getting them on the channel. So yeah, I don't know if any other builds coming out. Like I said, I know that the alien build's due to drop, I think in February or March time at least, in the UK for that. And then you've got the Warhammer one and the D&D. They're the only 3 I know that are coming out from Hachette. We know that there's the deal, the James Bond deal as well, from Agora. So on Agora's side, we've still got, I think they start shipping soon. Don't they start shipping soon the Optimus Prime? That starts up soon. I know that they're going to be getting the Alien build as well. So yeah, that's all good as well. But like that will work out with a lot of the other ones that they've done. So I think that normally you get to about issue 50, around that sort of number, before Agora brings it out. So I would imagine at the end of the year, maybe, for Agora, before the Alien comes out. They are bringing it out though. So for you guys over in the US, there's the ability to get the Alien build from Agora. So that's all good. What's really good as well is that I'll have mine here built ready, so a lot of people will be able to see the process and how it's built. That's another thing as well. Obviously, I'm building mine, so a lot of people will be able to see the finished article, hopefully, before the end. And I know that there were some people sort of and ahhing about doing it, about the quality and stuff like that. And it has, like I've said on this show a few times, and on other videos that I've done, it's a real love-hate relationship with the alien build. I absolutely love the way it turns out, but it's getting to that process, which is a bit of a nightmare, especially with the silicone sort of rubber skin that it has. That's a real, yeah, it's a real pain. And obviously, I've learnt from doing the first leg and hand, so I'm hoping that the second hand that we're going to be working on and the second leg that we're going to be working on, hopefully, I'm going to do them slightly different, and hopefully it works out a lot better. And I did that as well with the Terminator build. So you sort of learn from doing the first two, the first leg and the second and the first arm, and the second arm and the second leg always seems to work better. So I've got one dodgy hand and one really good hand. And I believe that the alien build's probably going to be the exact same. So we're going to have sort of two not so good. The two right sides is going to be not so good, and the left side's going to be really good because I've worked all the kinks and everything from the first time. So thankfully, I've just finished my Iron Man, so I'll put that money into the Alien when it's released. Yeah, a lot of people have just finished their Alien. The Iron Man. Did Scott? Did you ever get offered the extension? Because obviously in France they got the extension, which is the battle damage sections. But some people said that Fanhome haven't offered that. And obviously I was just wondering if anyone had been offered the extension on the Alien build or not. And I was just wondering, well, come on. What's the matter? The extension on the Alien build or not? Luke. I don't know why she's Luna. Luna. I don't know why she's come up here for. Nice. Yeah, so yeah. Also as well, just putting it out there that the Royal Mail are balloting again for the next month, so there won't be any strikes for January, February, but there may be for March if they can't come to a deal or anything. So we may get a some disruption in March on our post. Just putting it out there, just so you know. Obviously, hopefully the disruption is minimal, but yeah. Well, everyone can see you. No, in there. Yes, yes. Yeah. So, in the last pack, which is Royal Mail, it does say it includes a leaflet about the extension for the Iron Man. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I wasn't too sure. I know a lot of people were asking what was happening with that. Because it was getting really close and no one has heard anything about it. So she's lovely. Yeah, well, that's debatable. She looks all innocent and sweet, but yeah, it can be a bit of a nightmare sometimes, can't you? Anyway, expecting the Iron Man issue this week, and there is some leaflet about the battle damage sections. Yeah, I know a lot of people also said that they're not too sure if ever they're going to do that section or not. I suppose it's worth having. If you own any Hot Toys, you will know that a lot of the Hot Toy Iron Mans actually come with battle damage sections as well. Just for you to like switch it up. Really, it depends how you sort of want to display your Iron Man, whether you want him damaged or not. It's nice to have the option. But yeah, I think it's another 30 or 40 issues. So yeah. She's very neat. Yeah, last couple of weeks she's quite needy at the minute. Ain't you, Lainey? Yeah, I don't know what's the matter. She seems all right. She's been wanting more. She's getting old, I think. You start slowing down a bit, and you, yeah. Hopefully, yeah. Fantastic. Wearing a coat of fancy wanting a coat. Living rise. Good luck to all the posties. Yeah. We all. Yeah. I think that's the problem at the moment. I think the government are frightened to give pay rises out, unlike companies are, because of inflation. But I think this all stems from COVID and obviously the furlong and stuff like that. I think people have started to realise that there's a bit more to work, and you know, that we're worth more. It's really the thing is as well. If you noticed, everyone that's striking, you know, the big people, the rail companies, nurses, Royal Mail, all of those people worked right through the pandemic, you know, to keep the country moving essentially and saving lives. And all they want is a little bit of gratitude and a little bit of, you know, we should be paid for what we're worth. And you know, they kept the country going. Without Royal Mail, without the trains, without the nurses, where would we actually be right now? That's what you got to think. And I think they're worth every penny. That's just my opinion. But it's yeah. My wife says that about me too. Yeah. You deserve a raise. I think a lot of people do, John. You know, I think the time has come where, you know, where questions now, like I said, it all stems from lockdown and everything else. You know, where big companies are making record profits but are not passing them on. I mean, it's a question that comes up all the time. What the hell do they do with their money? You know what I mean? It's the same with the footballers. I mean, £200,000 a week. I mean, what are they spending? What are they spending that on? But yeah. Depends on how easy it is to change your parts. Yeah. I think. I think they should pop on and off. I think because it's the hands. Now they're obviously on the ball joints. They pop on and off. I don't know how easy the head is, but that looks like a ball joint as well. So that should be a pop off and easy part. And I think it's quite a lot of the panels. So the arc, the chest, obviously that has to come off to fit the arc reactor in. And I think there's a few panels on the hands and the arms. They could be the problem areas. I think the arms, the legs, where it's got the battle damage. But the hands should be pretty straightforward, and the head straightforward. But it's the same process on when they brought them out. So I mean, when you do the battle damage hand, I think you get like 2 fingers in one issue and 1 finger in another issue, and I think that's how they stretched it out. And I think the head is done in 3 issues. So yeah, it depends on, like I said, how easy it is to change. If you want to have that ability as well, I don't think it sort of increases the value of it. I don't think it increases the value. But yeah, it'd be it's obviously up to you. But if I was doing the Iron Man, I personally wouldn't do the battle damage stuff, just because I think once it's done, it's done. They've done this sort of thing before. They did it with the DeLorean, where you could do the rails, obviously, and the rail wheels and stuff like that. And it's I just passed on it because that was not the one that I wanted. But once again, I think it comes down on which one you actually wanted to display, because you can't swap the wheels out as easy. You can't put the hood reactor on easily. So it's sort of, and I think it's going to be the same way. I think with Iron Man, I think you're going to have to decide, especially on the panels, like I said, on the arms and the legs, on how you actually want to display it. But it's interesting. Yeah, there are 4 poses for the Iron Man, and realistically, how many times are you going to? This is another thing as well. So I've collected Hot Toys in the past. I'm going to be collecting some again very, very soon, and they always come with different parts, so you can switch it up. You can have him sort of. I think Iron Man comes with so many accessories now. Hang on a second. Luna, down, down. Come on. Curse caller. She's pushing me off here. Right, she's gone now. Yeah. So anyway, same with the Hot Toys ones. It always comes with damaged parts or sort of laser effect or blast effects, and it is exactly what you're saying there, Joe. How realistic are you going to pose him? Normally, a lot of people who buy Hot Toys and that, what they normally do is they do a museum pose, which is normally just a straightforward normal pose, but you can get other poses. But 9 times out of 10, a lot of people just leave them in the one pose forever. And that also comes back to a lot of the other things as well. So one of the reasons why I don't really do mods, though they make the builds look absolutely stunning, and some of them do look really, really good. And I have got the Arc Reactor mod, and I reckon you should get that. And some mods as well are very good, but I think interior mods it's a bit different. Yeah, you get the realism in it. It's like the same with the thing like the flux capacitor and the Christmas tree in the DeLorean. Though you want them a little bit more realistic, it comes down to how often are you going to turn the lights on this? How often are you going to use it? All of that plays into it. If you're gonna use it and see it all the time, and if you want it more accurate, then go for the mods. But for me personally, it's the same. Like I said, it's once again, it's the same with the Iron Man. It's got all these light features, but how often are you going to turn them on? Like I said, I've had Hot Toys versions before, and it works on the same principle. So you'd have a switch on the inside of its head for switching the light on its head, and then you'd have ones on the arms for switching on the light on the hand, and you'd have another one on the back for the chest, meaning you'd have to go along, take these little panels off and flick them on, and then put them back, and then you'd have to turn them off. You'd have to go back, turn them back off again. And I don't see you. For me, I didn't do that. I can't see anyone doing that all the time, if you know what I mean. Obviously, if there was a wireless ability to do that, like with the Terminator, with the mod with the Terminator, I might say the power mod. Oh yeah, definitely. I'd say any power mod because they are absolute lifesaver and they really work. But yeah, I always sort of wrestle with that idea. Like with the Dodge Charger at the moment, we've got the Mustang as well that we built. I don't think I've ever. We've turned on the lights a few times, but not all the time. And it's the same with the Fast and Furious Dodge Charger. How realistic are you actually going to turn on the sounds? It sounds cool when you do it, but realistically, you're not going to use that all the time. R2D2, even ask me or Wayne or anyone who's actually got the R2D2 that who has it activated on all the time. I think I've charged mine once since the whole time I've had it. It still works actually as well, so it doesn't really need charging too much. And I think I've used it about 4 or 5 times. So yeah, it's a tough one, John, because like I said, it comes down. It makes the builds look really good, sort of the realistic damage and stuff like that. But it's how often are you going to use that, or how often? This is what I mean. It's a bit like a DeLorean build. I think if you want to do a damage run, you have to sort of decide there and then. You're gonna have to make a decision whether you're gonna keep him clean and just pose him like that, or whether you want him battle damaged and go with that sort of look. And then you've got the other thing as well. Then you've got to store the other bits as well. That's the other thing as well. So if you're not using the clean versions, you're going to have to store them somewhere. It all comes together eventually. But yeah, I do wrestle with a lot of that sort of stuff. I've seen some absolutely gems of mods, especially for the for kit, like the interior for kit with the monitors on and the lights flashing, and it looks really sort of out of this world. It looks so good. But there's a part of me thinking, how often are you going to use those features? Are they going to be on all the time? See, those sort of things you'd want on all the time, and you'd want it displayed so everyone that came into the house or your mates would always see it. And obviously, if I had it here, it'd be sort of displayed somewhere, but I just wouldn't have it on all the time, meaning it would be a little bit of a waste because I wouldn't be getting the full effect of it out, if you know what I mean. Like I've wrestled with that as well. It's the same with the Millennium Falcon as well. So it had landing lights. The landing lights only worked when the legs were on it. So they've never been really well. And then you had the ramp as well. Once again, it all comes down on how you display it. Yeah. It's one that you wrestle with quite a lot, but especially me, because I always take stuff in and I think, well, the mods make it look really good, but how often am I going to use those mods? So yeah, but like I said, if power mods, yeah, get one all day long. If anyone's umming and ahhing about a power mod, do not do that. Get a power mod. I'm hoping there's going to be some sort of power mod for the Enterprise build. That's what I'm hoping. So I can have it plugged into the mains and it illuminated all the time, because that is one that I would have turned on all the time. That one. Yeah, and even my Terminator I have on more than normal. It's not on at the moment, but I have had it on quite a bit. But yeah, things like that. But my DeLorean, R2-D2, the Mustang, I haven't really had the headlights on much, or the flux capacitor going, or the interior. I do check them. I still switch them on probably once every 6 months just to make sure that they still work and they're still going. But yeah, apart from that, I don't really have it. But yeah, the Alien build, that's going to be one because it doesn't have any. It has the headlight up. So that's going to be an interesting one to see if I can get a power mod for that. And whether or not it looks good with the light on, because that was a lot of things, like everyone didn't understand why it lit up. But remember, there's going to be a blacked out dome that goes over the top of the head. So I'm hoping that the light that it produces isn't a lot, and that actually the look that I think we're going to get is that sort of. So it's going to be dark, but when the light shines through, we're going to have that sort of look, and you'll be able to see the skull and that underneath barely, but enough of the light coming through to make it visible, if you know what I mean. Not too visible, but visible enough for the light to work. So it's going to be an interesting one, because like I said, I think most of us on the French side, I think we're all in agreement that I think issue 100 is probably going to be the dome that goes. So the head will fit on. It'll have all the legs, the arms, all the bells and whistles, and then the last bit will be the dome that goes on top of the head. And I think we're pretty certain that is going to be issue 100, even though the head was complete in about issue 20. 15, 20 issues. The head's complete. And then you have to wait for issue 1. They did it with the with the Terminator as well. I think the head was near enough the last thing that we did on that, even though we built a lot of it through the early stages. But it's just the way it goes. So, just to summarise, Fan Home, yeah, great. Fan Home will come back. I express how excited I am now. We can get stuff going again. So the Enterprise is coming to the channel when that's all starting back up again. The Alien, yeah, you're going to be bombarded soon with. I'm doing 2 issues a week at the minute. That may increase near the end, but rest assured that the Alien build will be definitely finished when they finish in France. So whether I have to buy, well, I'll be buying bumper issues anyway. So there's a lot here. I've just got to get through it, but it will be finished. Don't you worry. Power mods are a good choice, but as you say, other mods have to be cost effective and useful. Yeah, 100%. 100%. There's no point getting a mod paying lots of money for something you are never going to use. So yeah. Great show as always. Yeah, cheers, Roger. Thanks for coming. So yeah, just to summarise, we're going to lot of Alien build. Robocop's coming back probably end of February, March time. Once again, that will probably be bumper issues. So we'll probably get quite a lot of issues all at once for that. And then, yeah, so there's going to be, I don't think there's a, this week we're going to pick up the Disney Dollhouse build on Thursday instead of Wednesday. So there might not be a video on Wednesday, but I'm sure there will be something. I'll put something on. Alien's going to be out on Monday. Tuesday, I'm not too sure whether it's going to be me and Dan doing the wrestling talk show. That will also be on this week. And then there's going to be a roundup video pre-recorded like this for next Sunday. But anyway, look, take it easy, everyone. Thank you for coming by and saying hello and listening to me rabbit on. I believe Dave Say's on now. So go and check his video out. He's still building his Route Master. So go and give him a little bit of a say hello. But yeah, until then, thank you guys for coming along and that. Oh, hang on a second. Do you know Robocop's voice yet? Not yet. We should know in the next couple of weeks. I would say in the next 3 weeks we should know. But as soon as I know, I'll let everyone know, and then we can go from there. Because I'll have to try and see if someone can do me a different one if it comes out French, that is. But yeah, anyway, look, good night, everyone. Take it easy, and we'll see you at the next video. Take it easy, guys. Thanks.